Welcome back to the True Ball Pythons YouTube channel. I'm Terry, and today we're going to go over how we set up our tubs, the substrate we use, and just some tips and tricks we've learned throughout the years. Hold on, we'll get right to it. Okay, so what we have here are two 50 series tubs from ARS, and these tubs come with cup holders. The bedding that we use Pro Coco. It's a Coco Husk bedding. It comes compact. It's compacted like this and very easy to just break apart. You have two options of how you can separate the bedding. You could either break it apart by hand, or you can actually go through and soak the full brick in a Tupperware tote, like a tote. And that way, what it does is when it absorbs the water, it expands, and then you just break the whole thing apart. The inside's typically dry, and you mix the wet in with the dry, and it evens out pretty well, and it helps keep the humidity up in the tub. We've been having an issue this summer with the bedding starting to mold, so we stopped soaking the bedding and just break it apart by hand now. There are multiple different companies that make the bedding. We use Pro Coco, but you could find pretty much all of the companies, some of them even on Amazon or at the local reptile shows. The reason why we like the ARS tubs is because of the cup holders. These are 12-ounce deli cups. 8-ounce, 12-ounce, and 16-ounce all fit in the cup holder. We go with the 12-ounce. We like the size that's not too deep. It's not hitting in the bottom. And we typically fill the water dish up to about 2/3. What we also do is we spray the bedding down really well once we get it in the tub dry. And what that allows is for the bedding to absorb some of the water and expand. And also helps, like I said, keep the humidity up. Now, depending on the size of the snake, you may want to use a hide. The snakes that we're setting up today are for about 1,500 gram females that's going into the breeding rotation next season, this upcoming season. So we're not going to need hides, but if you're typically putting a 500-600 gram snake in a tub this size, you want to hide just so they have a place where they could go and they can feel secure and safe, and it'll help them get back on food or not go off food once you switch their tubs. Also, these tubs have heat tape at the back, or the racks have heat tape, 6-inch heat tape, and we have our rack set at 85 degrees, so that's going to help keep this area back here around 85 degrees, and then typically the front of the tub sits at about 80 degrees. Sometimes about, depending on the temperature outside, sometimes even 78 to 80. This is the way we set up our tubs. We don't put a lot in it, just basically depending on the size of the snake, we may throw a hide in, but typically just the bedding, water. We spot clean once a week. We change out the full bedding and do a tub clean about every 45 days. This is our setup. It's simple. It works for us. Let me know down below what bedding you use and what's your setup like. Some people, they put flowers and things like that inside the tub. We don't. I have nothing against it. I just feel like this is just a simple setup for ball pythons. Next week we'll do a setup with a glass tank, so you guys can see the difference for some people, because a lot of my customers, they're not breeders, so they're not going to have a setup like this. They'll typically have a glass tank, and we'll also show you guys how we set those up as well. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching the video. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we will see you guys again next week.